Okay, everyone, wrapping up this Thursday practice at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway ahead of the 108th running of the Indianapolis 500 presented by Gainbridge. Looking ahead to Fast Friday tomorrow. Alex Palou, the winner last Saturday, will be joining us momentarily. He was third quick, but P1 today overall, Palou Award. In his 56 laps turned, top speed at 228.861 miles an hour, at least a top average speed around this 2.5 mile oval. Driver the number 5, Aaron McLaren Chevrolet, set to qualify for his 5th Indianapolis 500, best finish of 2nd a couple of years ago. Did you get everything checked off, boxes checked and all that sort of thing today?
Yeah, we did. We got a pretty fat toe lap on the board, which was unexpected, I would say. But yeah, I'm happy with my car. We did race runs, we did qualifying runs. Obviously, it doesn't necessarily translate perfectly to when the boosts come up, just because the speed is so different. But I mean, tomorrow, if it does rain out, at least we got a bit of a feeling of what the car's tending to want to do on a bit more trim level.
Yep. It looks like maybe rain ends towards the morning, maybe some afternoon running, so it's going to be obviously crucial with another, 100 horsepower or so tomorrow.
Oh yeah, you feel it. It's so cool. It's honestly it's one of the coolest parts about the whole process is just those 4 laps in qualifying. They can be, very very enjoyable, but they can be miserable as well. Like, it's just you gotta get it right, and puts a lot of emphasis on. You'll really see a lot of the work that these teams kind of go through in the off season, making those things go as fast as possible.
Yep. All right, questions in person. We'll try to take some time permitting off of Zoom as well. We'll begin just Bruce, front row, and then Chris, Kyle, Nate.
Hey, when you get that extra boost, does the track visually look different because things are coming at you a little bit faster?
Yeah, I mean, everything just gets, like, you feel the difference. And I think the biggest thing is it's just there's so much more speed that you're carrying through the corner. Front right takes a bit more of a beating, and whenever it does decide to kind of not give you that peak grip from, lap 1 to lap 4, is that wall comes fast, really, really fast.
Alex said last week that you also can hear the speed because the wind sounds a little bit different going 5 miles an hour.
You can hear the engine. Like, you can hear the different pitch of the engine that it's producing. It's freaking badass. Yeah.
Is that a pitch you'd like to have all the time here?
Oh my God, those boosts for racing would be gnarly. Too gnarly, I'd say. I wouldn't say no. Why not?
Chris? I think.
I say you should have seen the engines in the 90s, early 90s anyway. With the lack of running on Tuesday, like 20-something minutes, and then like a couple hours yesterday, what's the level of frustration that you have knowing that, this forecast is just stopping all this extra running that you could have done and checked even more boxes off instead of just, doing almost everything today?
No, really 0, I'd say. Like, I don't mind it. If it rains, it rains. If it doesn't rain, it doesn't rain. I'm enjoying the process either way. It's really cool to be a part of this, and I feel like every year that goes on, you really get to kind of see what it is to Indianapolis and what it is to the IndyCar community. So no, I mean, if it rains, I'll just go to my bus. Had a lot of hours at the bus yesterday. But when we've actually had some time on the track, it's been pretty intense. Like, I didn't get out all afternoon, basically, until it started raining again. And we got quite a few running laps. And then today, it was a beautiful day. And right now it got a little cloudy, but we almost got through our whole list of testing. So, yeah.
And with the cars being a little bit lighter, how much different does the car handle, especially in traffic?
I feel like that's very weather dependent. To be honest, at least from my side, I haven't really been able to tell the difference of balance shift with this new like lighter aero screen on the super speedway. I felt it on the road course and street course car balance, but I haven't really felt it on the super speedway. I mean, it's not like last year we were slower, like we weren't. I think the speeds are pretty much what you'll probably just see the same thing as you saw last year. It'd be cool to go a little bit faster. Obviously, it always makes it better for the spectacle, but yeah, not much change, I'd say.
Go ahead, Nate.
I'm trying to be an optimist here, but if tomorrow there is no running, presumably they would give you some time, I would think, with the boost before qualifying. How much practice would you need, say?
Oh yeah, no, we're gonna need to get a few runs in with the boost, like, because you'll see guys today getting super consistent 4-lap runs, but as soon as those boosts come up, like some fourth laps for people are gonna be like, I mean, it'll, like, you feel it. It's just so much faster. Like the car just goes to a different dimension with the boost. Like it's really almost uncomparable to what it is now. Right now, you try and pepper it in as good as you can, but you're going way faster. Like, you know, it's a lot more downforce, but you're also trimming more. Like it's a very different, very different car at that point.
So they need to give you like at least a couple hours.
Yeah,
if tomorrow
no,
runs out. Okay.
I mean, I think everybody would like to get at least 2 outings, I would say. Problem around here is that there's 34 cars, and if there's another car on track, you're getting towed, no matter how far back you are. So you try and have maybe 2, maybe 3 cars on track at the same time, nicely spaced out, but you know, sometimes you just can't time it. Or, you know, people obviously will put their program in front of yours. And but, you know, as long as we can get a read of what it's like.
And then I understand where you are. I mean, you're obviously in a good place. You've got a good car, but you've got, like, your teammate Kyle Larson had an engine change. I don't know how many laps he ended up with, but he only had like 11 through mid-afternoon before he finally got out there and did some qual sims. Do you feel like, do you feel empathy for those guys, like, who don't have much experience and haven't had much time in the last 3 days, and do you feel like you have an edge over them a little bit?
I thought I didn't know they were going to do an engine change, actually, and then I asked around, but it just seemed like it was a mileage thing, like it was gonna happen. But obviously it's not ideal for them to not get the same amount of laps, considering he's new to IndyCar. He's new to the Indy 500. He's new to basically everything that has to do with, you know, with the Indy 500 and with the car and everything. So, you know, for them, I do hope that it doesn't rain much more, because I'm sure they'll enjoy to get some laps in. But Kyle looks comfortable. I think he's fine. Like I said, today, guys can be looking so comfortable, but as soon as a boost come up, it might completely change direction, or it might be like, oh, I feel as good or even better. Just really got to see tomorrow.
Great call.
Obviously, you got a little bit of like full field action the past few days, but today just consistently with a more packed track. Was that something that you were looking forward to, just to be on the track with a lot of the other drivers as well?
Yeah, I was. It's always fun to to go out there and start playing around with everybody and just seeing kind of what cars are fast, what cars are not as strong as you or stronger than you. So you just, every lap around here you learn.
And then you said that you were pleased with your car and it felt good. What about it felt good, and why do you feel like you were able to go so fast today?
Just when it's not trying to kill you, it's just a lot more enjoyable. So yeah.
Alex Palou also joins us, driver number 10 DHL. Chip Ganassi Racing Honda, also like Pato, set for his 5th Indianapolis 500, the best finish of 2nd in 2021. Of course, Alex leads the NTT INDYCAR Series point standings by 12 over Will Power. Alex, 226.9 was your top average speed. We're talking about the boost going up tomorrow, and obviously for the weekend, you look forward to that opportunity?
Yeah, of course. I mean, Yeah, I don't know if the weather is going to allow us, but
Be an optimist. Come on.
well, I'm just being realistic. But yeah, looking at the radar, it doesn't look amazing. But yeah, I think it's such a big difference. You guys cannot imagine the difference between today and tomorrow for the drivers, and it's super fun. So yeah. Cannot wait.
All right, more questions for either driver. Who's got the microphone? Oh, let's go. Let's go to Derek here in the front, and then we'll work back.
Pato, continuing with the theme of optimism, to piggyback off what Mr. Ryan asked you, if Friday and Saturday are washed out, how crazy is Sunday going to be?
What happens if that happens? Do we just push everything back 2 days?
Yeah, I would
Like
assume
Saturday
there'd
would be Sunday,
full
and
field
then
qualifying on Sunday. for
Monday
sure.
would be
No.
Sunday.
TV.
We'll see. Yeah.
No.
Depends on television too. so.
TV. We qualify.
What
on
did you
Sunday.
say? By
It would be-
points? Is that what you want to go by points?
No, no, no. I said it's TV, so we would raise on.
Like
we
would they
qualify on
would they
Sunday.
shorten up the 34 qualifying to get
You,
fast 12 and fast
I'm
8?
sure we try to get it all in on Sunday.
Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, it's beyond my knowledge, I guess.
One day at a time. Yeah. One day at a time. All right, so let's go to Steve, and we'll work around again. Steve in the back. Thanks.
Alex, you guys didn't get qualifying simulation in. Concerning?
No.
No?
Well, yes, no. It was in the plan. We didn't do any qualifying simulations last year or the previous year. I've never done it without the boost. So no, it's not concerning. It didn't change our plans today. It changed a bit our plans that we couldn't really get a lot of running on traffic. There was, I would say, 40% of the teams doing qualifying this morning. So the packs were not big, and we had a lot of sitting time. So we didn't really get as much running as we wanted. But yeah, not concerned about qualifying. I might get tomorrow, but yeah.
Copy.
We'll go Kyle and then Bruce up here.
Alex, obviously, first couple of crashes today, one of them your teammate. Have you talked to Linus at all since then?
Yeah. I mean, that's probably an hour after, 30 minutes after.
How's he doing as far as mentally?
Yeah, he's good. He's strong. I think he got lucky and unlucky at the same time. It was a big crash, but it was small being a big crash. I don't know how to say it, but
I agree.
yeah, like it could have been a lot worse where he crashed, and it was decent. So he's good. He's been really fast. I think he had the best 4-lap average today, and he was in the top 10. So he's pretty strong. He's very fast, and he's intelligent. So he'll go right at tomorrow without fear.
I mean, even in terms of like the damage to the car, I think Ericsson's was worse. He hit 3 different times, things like that. But when you know that there's multiple crashes and you're still out there racing, like, does that affect your mentality at all, or how do you kind of move past that?
Not really. I mean, yeah, you never want to see somebody crash, but at the same time, you know that crashes happen here. I crashed here before, and you know it's there, but you cannot really get affected by somebody else's. I was not driving those cars, and I didn't really get that hit. So you obviously don't want to look at the crash on TV and being like, oh, like, look it over and over. But it's also good to know what happened, if it was driver errors or just track conditions. And yeah, didn't really affect.
Bruce?
Pato, you mentioned earlier about everybody needs to have a shot at the extra boost if it does rain tomorrow. But is the scheduled amount of practice Saturday morning enough?
For everybody to get a shot, probably not. But we'll just see. I mean, it's Indianapolis, man. Like, you could say it was raining, and then it's like, oh, cleared up, and we'll get 2, 3, 4 hours of running, and, it is what it is.
And for both of you, we've all been at this track for a lot of years. You guys are relatively new, but you've been here long enough to know that it's really rare when you get full days in consecutively. So how difficult is that from a team standpoint, a preparation standpoint, I guess a lot of people say the downtime or the boredom is probably the hardest part for you guys to deal with.
The downtime?
Just waiting around to know whether you're going to
Honestly,
run or not.
sometimes I actually think it's not a bad thing to have the rain, because sometimes there is so much time to be doing so many changes. It's so easy to get out of rhythm and like, yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, but I mean, I like to drive. I don't like to sit around and being on the bus and. Yeah, it's not great, but it's at the same time it's the same for everybody. So yeah, as bored as you are, everybody's.
Also, getting back to something you said a couple of weeks ago about when the extra boost comes on, you can hear the speed.
Yeah.
If you could describe that a little bit more about just how different everything sounds when you're going faster.
I mean, it's we're used to now being at 200 and I don't know, 20 miles an hour when we're alone, average, and then suddenly you pick up probably like 10 miles an hour, a little bit more. I would say that the engine sounds a lot different. Everything is on the limit, and the wind changes as well. And you feel it. It's you know that you're in the limit. While today you're running, but when you're alone, you're not in the limit with the conditions and the boost that we had.
We'll take one off Zoom in Espanol. I'm assuming Luis Salinas, Deportes, Mexico. Go ahead.
It's correct. Good afternoon, everyone from Monterrey, Mexico. Next question will be on Spanish. Pato, Alex, pregunta para los dos, independientemente quien quiera responder primero. ¿Ya está el coche como quieren, hablando de puesta a punto, o todavía hay que trabajar en detalles para mañana? Gracias.
Siempre se puede mejorar, ¿no? Siempre se puede dar pasos hacia adelante, pero por ahora realmente que he estado contento y pues sí, o sea, pues en plan de no más como seguir probando cositas aquí y acá para tratar de ponerlo en una mejor zona.
Sí, estoy de acuerdo. Estoy contento. Yo creo que todos los que vengan aquí al final del día están más o menos contentos, pero siempre quieres más, siempre quieres estar más cómodo, intentar estar más cerca cuando estás en tráfico y tener más adelantamientos, pero bueno, la verdad que por el poco tiempo que hemos tenido en pista, creo que estamos en una buena zona con nuestro coche.
Misma pregunta para los dos. Mañana es el sorteo. ¿Qué es lo que esperan?
Pues un buen sorteo, espero.
Bueno, sí, yo claro también espero un buen sorteo. Creo que al final tampoco cambia tanto. He estado en posiciones al principio del día y al final del día, y al final si tienes un buen coche creo que siempre puedes recuperar. Pero obviamente si tienes un buen sorteo y tienes el número 4, 5, 6, 3, es de los mejores siempre.
Excelente, muchas gracias. Éxito, pilotos. Thanks, Dave.
Gracias, Luis. We'll end it there. Thanks for coming up,
Cheers,
guys.
thanks.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Pato Award, Alex Palou. Next time, the NTT INDYCAR Series is on track tomorrow at noon for Fast Friday. And a reminder to our friends here in the Media Center, we begin bright and early tomorrow, Fast Friday news conferences, beginning at 8:30 with Shell, followed by one-on-one opportunities with Team Penske. Then at 9:15, Rahal Letterman Lanigan Racing. At 10 a.m., Chip Ganassi Racing. And at 10:30, it's the annual Louis Schwitzer Awards. So we'll see everybody bright and early tomorrow morning. Thanks, everyone.